Hello, everyone. First, I would like to disclaim a bit shortly that today's interview is gonna be in English. So, as not native speaker, sometimes I can occasionally or even unintentionally make mistakes. So never mind. Just you can write down on comments below. So let me know about it even better. And I guess that it's gonna be very important for you and even important to improve your English skills. Let me introduce today's guest, who is my groupmate, friend, and a colleague as well, right for now. And can you introduce yourself, Tai, a bit, maybe your country, your first language, and how is everything going in Kazakhstan, maybe?
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. I am Taye Abdullahi Gigile by name. I am a Nigerian and my first language is English language. As a matter of fact, the official language of my country is English and I have schooled all my life in English language. Interestingly, it's good getting to accustom myself to the weather and the people and culture of Kazakhstan, and it's been a wonderful experience for me.
Okay, great. As a graduate student of Nazarbayev University, how is it going with your studies? Because some students would like to know how your the studies tough are, whether it is tough or not, like that.
Okay, my study in Nazarbayev University has not been easy, quite frankly, honestly, but it's been going very smoothly. We have very nice professors, we have very nice facilities, top-notch facilities, and of great help and of great excitement for me is the world-class professors that we have and their willingness to help you achieve the best. So, and also having to study in English language is it's been quite easy and fun-filled with colleagues such as Bensaya and others.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So right now, as you mentioned before, you are my colleague. So you are a teacher as well, as I am. Our students would like to know more about somewhat life hacks and techniques to learn English better. And as a teacher, you can see just the problems and challenges the students are facing, yes. And can you list a bit some problems or challenges they are doing and they are making? And first list, please. Then maybe we'll switch to
Okay, thank you very much. Basically, in learning a new language skill, I believe there are four important areas you need to focus on. That is the speaking aspect, the writing aspect, the listening. And I've mentioned speaking, I've mentioned writing, I've mentioned reading, and also listening. That's four, right?
Yep.
Okay. So in all of this, for you need to make conscious efforts in making sure you train yourself in all of these four aspects if you want to learn a new language. So I would localize that to learn English language, basically. So you need to make conscious effort in speaking to probably your colleague or in a native speaker of English. You speak well. Make conscious efforts to just disturb yourself by speaking over and over. The more you speak, you get better at it. You have to be intentional in reading English text. Just go pick up any text and read. You have to listen. Maybe you just tune into maybe a YouTube English channel and try to just listen and see if you can grab anything. And finally, you have to write. Okay, so you have to make conscious effort in writing very simple sentences, simple text. Basically, I've noticed that the challenge around there is students have challenge in listening. Basically, I've discovered that is people can read, a lot of people around here. My students can read very well. My student can write. My student would read, but listening, the listening skills is a little bit of a challenge. So I believe students should make conscious efforts in making sure they sharpen their listening skills as regards learning English language.
Mhm. Mhm. But what about like speaking? You mentioned challenging listening, as you mentioned. Yes. So what
Yes,
about
yes.
speaking? Do they
Yes,
speak well?
yeah, I believe another challenge is the speaking. But firstly, it should be I've discovered that it is the listening because most times I talk to people, but they find it difficult to hear me. So I have to say, I have to repeat over and over again. I have to simplify whatever it is I've said, in which I don't speak too much vocabulary. I speak in very simple English terms, but still I have to repeat myself again. So I believe that after listening, another problem is speaking. Yes, very well. Another problem is speaking. But I realized that a lot of people don't have problem with reading at all. I've discovered that a lot of people are very, very good in reading English language, Kazakhstan, but and listening and speaking has to be a major challenge. So I believe that the more there is a saying, usual saying that says practice makes perfection. All right. So
Yeah.
whatever it is you have challenge with, be it speaking, be it listening, you have to be more intentional about practicing it. You understand, for you to be perfect at it.
Yeah. Here, I guess, just in order to improve the speaking task, yeah, speaking skill, actually, people should have a mentor or someone as the teacher, maybe to speak with, and to just in order to get corrected by someone. Yes,
Yes,
yes, or they can sometimes speak by themselves, like
yes.
yeah, themselves and record their speaking, but it may just get limited, like sometimes they wouldn't want to speak over to themselves. Yes, and yeah, sometimes it's
Well,
somewhat
I
boring, you see.
believe I believe the more you listen, all right, it will definitely improve your speaking, your level of your speaking skill, rather. So the more you listen, probably just go on Google, just maybe on YouTube, rather. Go on YouTube, go to an English channel, just listen, maybe or tune on your TV to maybe an English channel, or you have the internet, just go on YouTube, go maybe switch to CNN or something, just listen, right? When you listen to the flow of English of probably a TV presenter, the construct, the way he or she is joining the words together, it's subconscious process. It's a subconscious process in which you will discover that by the time you want to start speaking to, you would subconsciously start speaking better. And also with what you just said, speaking to probably a native speaker, you're trying to engage someone to say, okay, let me speak, then you correct my English. Or sometimes you record yourself speaking. Maybe, for example, you could just give yourself a task. Maybe you could say, okay, I want to speak about myself, all right? I want to speak
Yeah.
about myself. Tell us everything about yourself in maybe an audio recording, right? Then send it out to someone to correct you. You could just do that, or you look for a teacher that will give you speaking task. For example, tell me about your city, tell me about your school, things like that. Maybe a kind of a essay. You have to say it, record it, then send it to a teacher to correct for you. By the time you put yourself through that learning process, you discover that the more you do it, the more you get better at it.
But sometimes, like, it's somewhat like not natural process. Like you are speaking, and sending to someone to hear from him like feedback. Yes,
Yes.
and that's better to speak like as we are doing, like maybe on some platforms. Yes, as Zoom, maybe like that, like
Yes.
straight forward to somebody and get feedback
Feedback,
simultaneously
instant
as well.
feedback.
Yeah,
Yeah, instant feedback. Yeah, that works out. I'm just saying it's like a
like
suggestion for depending on what works for you. For example,
mm,
we could have a simultaneous Zoom session where you speak and I correct, okay, no, you don't say this, no, you say it this way, like that and like that. Then again, you could have another session, maybe that teacher would give you an homework or an assignment for you to say, okay, you have a speaking task, you have to make an audio recording of yourself speaking about maybe your school or your city or your town or something. And maybe at the beginning of the next session, the first thing you get is feedback regarding the assignment. But it helps, for example, having an interactive session, live Zoom session like this, where you speak and you get instant feedback. Yes, it helps too. It helps a lot.
Yeah, it helps a lot. Yeah, as your students are doing right now, they are very getting better at like English speaking, reading, and other skills as well, because they are listening. Yes, listening to you, and also the first one is writing. Maybe they can, construct some essays. Yes, some sentence by themselves sometimes. Yes, but you are working with three kind of skills to enhance their English better in this skills. Yes, as well. So I would like to hear from you some, as you mentioned before, listening is challenging, yes, and for non-native speakers as we are. So, and I would like to hear from you some suggestions, maybe some channels that you find interesting and that other maybe students, young generation, maybe somewhat get interested in it. So can you list some, if you have a list, maybe just a few of them?
Okay, some channels I find interesting. Basically, I have a lot of YouTube channels I go on to explore, but I believe, for example, your channel, Talking Like English, would help. Yes, very well, very well. And I basically don't have ready-made channels on my head now, but we could just add a comment below this video on your YouTube channel to help people to explore better options. Yes, we will do that, but I really don't have them right now.
Yeah,
But it's something I just check and we'll just put it as a comment under this video on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, okay. Don't mind. Just I would like to say just what like channels do you watch? You watch in general, like for news, maybe as you mentioned before, like CNN.
Okay, TV channels, you mean?
Yeah, TV channels or
Okay,
channels.
television channels, you mean? Yeah, just tune to any English speaking TV channel. You don't have to limit yourself to television channels. You can just go on YouTube. We have different YouTube channels where they sell different contents, regardless of the content. What is important is the speaker speaking in English. If the answer is yes, then I believe you can learn from whatever means. So it doesn't have to be a TV channel, as the case may be. But whether this person is speaking American English or British English or in any form of intonation, just listen. You would learn from whatever means, regardless of the type of content the individual is dishing out, as the case may be. So any channel whatsoever, go on YouTube. We have endless resources on YouTube. Go on Google, you have endless. It means saying, okay, maybe tune to CNN or tune to BBC, it means stressing you. Just go YouTube, anywhere, just go. The first question you need to ask yourself is this person speaking in English? If the answer is yes, then just listen.
Yes, but actually people like my students asked for the channels, the list of channels, and I was like, what? What to say? Like, and something pops into my mind, like is TEDx.
Okay, TEDx, yeah.
It's
yeah.
very well, like somewhat you can get not only English but also like knowledge, yes, in a diverse topics. Then the very helpful, I consider. So like you can it's up to you shouldn't like limit to one topic. Yes, to news. For example, BBC is not so interesting for me. Yes, I should say. Yeah, because like I would like to hear about news again and again. Yes, and like in this case, it's better to have some like different types of topics. Yes, content that you are interested in. So next question is regarding speaking. Yes. As we already mentioned about recommendations, maybe you can also give some suggestions if you wish, add some suggestions to improve speaking. Yeah.
To improve speaking, I've suggested earlier that you could actually have a teacher where you train and you develop yourself actively in speaking task. For example, the teacher would maybe go through a speaking task. For example, I just come up with topics. Maybe I ask you about your city, I ask you about your maybe hospital, I ask you about sport activities you engage in which I ask you varying questions regarding speaking. Okay, how many times a week do you go on sporting activities? This, that. That in a way would improve your speaking task. And also, I mentioned about making conscious effort, maybe for example, giving yourself an assignment. For example, you could just say, okay, I want to give myself an assignment. I want to speak about myself. I want to speak about my study. I want to speak about, for example, my best food. You understand? So you could just tell us, okay, my best food is this is how you prepare it. Just take us through the process and you speak about it, you record it, and you share it with your English teacher, as the case may be. When you share it with your English teacher, he or she will listen and give you feedback. Apart from the fact that you engage yourself speaking actively with a native English speaker, or might not necessarily be a native English speaker. It might be your friend in which you are also learning the language together. When you learn the language together, you tend to laugh at yourself, correct at yourself. While having fun, you are learning as well. So I've suggested 3 ways. Get yourself a teacher in which the teacher would teach you the speaking skill. You could start making voice recording on different topics where you speak. Then you could just speak, have fun with your friend, which you are learning the language together. You make you make fun of each other and you learn that way.
Thank you, Tai. So as I noticed from you, yes, from the first class and the other classes, your students are praising you like for being a good, great kind of teacher. You see, like I also noticed from your first lesson as well. Okay, no problem. If you have any problems with your cameras, it's okay. And you see, you are getting well with your students, and they are getting well with their studies and with improving their speaking and listening, but other skills as well. Reading, yes, we have text, and we just set great kind of methodology for students that especially want to improve their listening, reading. Yes, with text we are working, and speaking, just preparing different types of topics to speak. Yes, and you are correcting them simultaneously, and I think that they are very lucky to have you as a native speaker, but also great kind of professional teacher. Yes, yes, I should say, just you are very well, doing well with your teaching. So I should also mention it. And by the way, if you like here, you are listening to us, hopefully we hope. And if you would like to improve your speaking, listening skills, and the others as well, like reading and different types of skills. So if you would like to be in group of Tai, yes, you can join. I hope that he will have time for you as well, like in the group maybe. Yes, this time maybe we'll see. If your level is better than pre-intermediate, yes, or intermediate even, it will be even great. For him, yes, you can have a conversation in different topics to speak to him and get feedback simultaneously, and that works very well with a native speaker. Yes, so very efficient way to improve your all skills with him.
Yes, thank you. I'll be very excited to meet new set of students, and I'll be very willing to help you learn English language. It will always be my pleasure.
I see that you are putting all your efforts on enhancing their skills. Thank you very much. So Tai, if you have any question for me, or maybe some suggestions that we haven't discussed before, so you can just say about them right now if you wish.
Well, my number one suggestion is for anybody that is very passionate and optimistic, enthusiastic about learning English language. I would like to tell you that it is very simple. It is very possible, and within the shortest of time, you see the difference if you put your mind. Also, in case you've started learning, you need to put in more effort from your own personal effort. That is, the teacher cannot teach you everything. You need to, after each class, you need to look at it again, give yourself an assignment, make personal routine for yourself to get better. I feel that is very important, and I should mention it again.
Okay, great. As you mentioned before, within a short time, that's possible to enhance like speaking or other skills, yes, as well. So I noticed from your students that in within this 5 to 6 lessons, they're getting great, even better, yes, as they're speaking. So that's great, just within just 2 weeks, you are getting better in speaking. That's great, yeah, so it means that just the 2 weeks or just a month or even just the one lesson can like help you improve, yes. So never mind, time is limited, but within this limited time you can progress, yes, very much, yeah, if you wish, actually. The first one is desire to progress, and the second one is to work on your desire. Yes.
Yes, very well.
Yes, and just as a not conclusion, but somewhat, I should say, just we haven't prepared for this interview. I wanted to this interview to suggest you to make some improvements, yes, in your English, and mostly as our channel is devoted to speaking more about and discussing the improvements of like in English. So it will be somewhat helpful for you, I guess. I think so. Hopefully. And if you have any questions, you can write down. And I think that this interview just went smoothly, went naturally. And I think that I could ask some follow-up questions regarding skills, regarding improvement, progress, yes, and everything that is related to English, maybe, hopefully in limited time. So if you have any further follow-up questions regarding the discussion, regarding everything related to English, maybe as teaching or methods or everything, you can just write it down below. And Tai, so one more question I have right now. So you can describe your one lesson, just how you are making progress on the students, with students, sorry.
Okay, I discovered that for each student, there is a peculiarity and there is a special kind of gift each student has. There is special type of strengths and there is special type of weakness for each of the students I take. So for every class, I approach every class with the student's own uniqueness. Let me put it that way. So I know I have studied each student, I know each student's strengths and I know each student's weakness. So I would usually approach each student, each class with keeping in mind the type of student I'm going to the class with. So for every class, I've noticed improvement and I am devising new methods, new ways of further improving the learning experience of each of the students. So it's been a wonderful experience for me because I feel very, very well. I feel very good at the end of each class that, oh, yes, I have impacted yet another person, because for every class, I really discovered that there is an improvement in each of my students.
I also see, I also noticed that somewhat kind of improvements. You see, that's great, you know, like everything is working good, well. So thank you, Tai, for this kind of interview that you've shared with precious kind of information that are very important for learners of this language, as not being a native speaker as I am. So to improve their skills, yes. Thank you very much for being a guest.
Thank you very much for having me. It's always my pleasure.
Thank you. So I think that's the end of our interview. We've all already put effort on everything. Just I hope. And if you have further questions, you can write down below, and we are even more than happy to answer them. So thank you for watching. See you. Bye bye.
Thank you for watching. Bye. Thank you.